again, and you can see what happens. It creates a really interesting contour design. Pattern layers in Affinity Photo can be created in two ways. I'm going to go with the first basic one, which is layer, new pattern layer. And I'm going to go for 400 by 400. And I'm going to fill it with a gradient. So just go over here, gradient tool, and apply. Now you can set this to maybe a different colour. You can always go to the swatches, a whole range of different colour swatches here, gradients to use. But what you can also do is go to the move tool and you can resize this. So maybe make it slightly smaller, you can rotate it. But also, layers, it's just a pattern layer. Hold down the Alt Option key and drag, just slightly. Then go to the layers and you can run through that and you can see dark and multiply. I'm going to go with lighten. And I'm going to repeat that. Hold down the Alt Option key and drag. And drag again. And you can see what happens. It creates a really interesting contour design. Try and get it uniform. Of course, sometimes not always achievable, and you can always undo and go back and do it again. I'm just going to create that. Have a little bit of a gap there. Of course, you don't need to keep that one lightened. You could go through these and change them. Just try out different options. But I'm going to go with them all lighten except the bottom one. Once you've done that, you can select all of them. All selected, go to layer and down to merge selected. And then you've got this lovely sort of stepped design, a contour design, which you can again still use as a pattern. You can see as you drag that, obviously repeat copies going off into the distance. You can rotate it and you can also shear it as well, so you don't have to keep it as a rectangle. So you can just, well, it's still a rectangle, but you stretch out the gradient. Maybe go that way, create that way. There's a load of different options. You can shear, resize. This pattern layer can also be duplicated. So hold down the Alt Option key and drag. Again, you can't see the result yet because, of course, blend modes. Just go over here. You go for darken. You can see the result there. Create some weird ghostly looking effects. And of course, you can always rotate, create that sort of unusual design. But you can also go for multiply, maybe lighten. And you can see it combines, creates sort of weird sort of mountain range design. You can also, of course, use other ones. Exclusion creates a fascinating sort of Art Deco design very quickly. And you can resize this, move this around, but I'm going to go with lighten. Happy with lighten. But it also, what you can do is you can recolor it. You might not want, obviously, the white and black, very faded white and black. You can always go to layer and new adjustment layer and maybe go for HSL. So HSL or recolor, just to recolor the whole design. So recolor, and you've got this lovely red design now. Or maybe go, sometimes you can hardly see it. Maybe go for lightness, but maybe go for blue. You know, probably about the most intense one you can see. And also you've got blend modes here. You can run through those as well. So just try those out. So again, that creates some interesting, unusual designs as well. But I'm going to go with normal. And also, if you want to just change the levels, you can always go to layer, new adjustment layer, and levels. And then just change the black level to make it obviously a lot darker there. And also change that, up to you. Just change the setting, obviously what you want to achieve. Now it's still live. That pattern design can still be modified. So you can always go to this pattern and move it around, reposition it, rotate it. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you much.